So there's going to be a lot of conversation, obviously, this offseason about the quarterback position, Brock Purdy, what he should get paid, all those other things. But I'm here to talk about what the 49ers should do at backup quarterback because let's be clear. My stance is not move on from Brock Purdy, replace Brock Purdy, anything like that. But they should push Brock Purdy. And I believe that competition brings out the best in everybody. And the one thing I've always said about Brock, like him, love him, hate him, I do believe that he's an elite competitor. And I think that him having somebody behind him that can push him, that Kyle likes, might be the best thing for him and his career, or at least this next upcoming season. So we've heard a lot of talks about Kirk Cousins. Obviously, that's going to be a big topic of conversation, but I love Kirk Cousins. I've talked about Kirk Cousins for years. I think he's super underrated, but I also think that Kirk Cousins might be washed. Now, there's a possibility he may not be. I don't know that I'm willing to say that he is for 100% certainty. He did join a new team with a new offense. He is coming off of a major injury. Maybe he can turn it around. But I would say steer clear of Kirk Cousins. There are two quarterbacks, however, that I haven't heard brought up anywhere. One of them, shout out to Lobs all day on Twitter. He brought this one to me. But the other one, I think it's just low-hanging fruit. It's been sitting there out there for anybody to see. While you are here, make sure you check out the sponsor of the channel, Underdog. Links in the description, promo code LSS. That'll get you your deposit match 50% up to $1,000 plus your one free play. The 49ers season may be done, but yours doesn't have to be. You can still do weekly fantasy football, and you can do your more or lesses depending on whatever it is that you like to do. Underdog has got you covered. Promo code LSS, link in the description. Check them out. So that one is Ryan Tannehill. Ryan Tannehill is a veteran in this league. He's put together some really, really good years. He has been a free agent all year long, did not get signed whatsoever. And if he still wants to play football, I think he would be the perfect backup for Brock Purdy, somebody who is a good athlete, a big body, and older. So he certainly has been around and can help Brock Purdy in any way that he's needed. And then if Brock Purdy goes down or Brock Purdy just plays awful, then obviously they can go to somebody like Tannehill and feel confident. And then the other one that was brought to my attention is Carson Wentz. I mean, Carson Wentz is going to be, I think, 32 years old. He is the prototype as far as physical size and ability, arm strength, all those things, much like Ryan Tannehill, but younger. And I think, we talk about a career resurgence for Sam Darnold, who spent a year under Kyle Shanahan. Well, why not a guy who was a former damn near MVP in this league? Really would have been had he not gotten injured. And he just spent 2 years ago under Sean McVay and then this year under Andy Reid. I think Carson Wentz is the perfect guy. Now, a lot of people have talked about Carson Wentz and his issues with the locker room. I know he's a big-time Christian, much like Brock, by the way. But it sounds like he just maybe is a little bit socially awkward, maybe pushes his Christianity on people a little bit too much or had in the past. I think being in locker rooms under coaches like McVay and Reid, a Super Bowl winning caliber locker room for sure in the Chiefs, I mean, working behind Stafford, working behind Mahomes, I'm sure that he's learned a lot about any locker room dynamics, and I think he would be a great backup going forward. So those are the two people that I'm going to suggest for this upcoming year, not the Kirk Cousins. I think Justin Fields, a lot of people have talked about him, Russell Wilson. Those guys would make Kyle Shanahan pull his hair out, let's be honest. They hold on to the ball too long. They use their legs way too much. They're just not, they don't play on time and accurate, and Kyle Shanahan would absolutely hate that. Mac Jones, absolutely not. Zach Wilson, absolutely not. Danny Dimes, maybe. He fits kind of the mold of the other two, but really hasn't had any success in this league, so you're kind of hoping on a wish and a prayer that maybe he can be something. At least the other two that I'm suggesting have been in this league for a while. They're good veterans. They can help Brock. They can also play well in a pinch. And if need be, they can take over and probably win you some games. So those are the two that I'm going to suggest. I think they would be great for this team, for this offense, and pushing Brock Purdy really to play at his best, much like he had to the year before, coming off the injury, knowing that Sam Darnold and for a short amount of time Trey Lance was there, and there was some pressure for him to perform. And by golly, did he perform? That is for sure. So those are my suggestions.